Today is a no makeup day. Today is a well, let's turn that down, shall we? Today's a self-care day for me. I don't know what you did today, but today was a self-care day for me. Today, today was all about taking care of me, myself, and only me. So that means I didn't bother with my hair because who cares? I just threw it up and I didn't put a speck of, well, I only wear eyeliner, but not a speck of makeup. Even though it's only eyeliner, it still kind of makes a difference, I guess. But yeah, today was all about me. I had a nice massage, which was make your eyes cross. It was so good. It was painful, long overdue, a very long overdue appointment with my massage therapist, Holly, who I absolutely adore. She is amazing. And normally she does a much lighter massage, but she knew I was jacked up from not being in to see her for so long. So we kind of did a little bit of a deep tissue today. It was fabulous, first of all. Second of all, I'm too relaxed to care about makeup today. Don't care. I just made some big fat burgers for me and Emma. And yeah, I am chill as can be today. How are you? Are you chill as can be today? Are you having a good day? The only downside to this whole day is I forgot to get non-dairy powdered creamer for my coffee and I had to put milk in it. So, kicking myself over that oversight. I even went to the grocery store, so it's like one of those things. It's like, yeah, that was a mistake. So I'll probably have to go tonight because Lord knows I don't really care for milk at all. Um, so that's why I use non-dairy creamer in my coffee. But this has milk in it. So wonderful. Hi, Ronald. Hi, Elspeth. Hi, Casper. How are all of you today? I hope you had a wonderful November 1st. It was another one of those horrific days for me yesterday where there's a cataclysm of events. One thing after another went wrong. And, my boyfriend, I guess is what he is now. He was like, wow, you really do get some major hits coming at you. I'm like, all the time. Happens all the time. I don't know why. But I've decided that I am no longer contributing to the practice of karmic cycles. Hear me out. I had this conversation with a witch last weekend. I say that because that's what she proclaimed herself as, although I'm skeptical about these things with a lot of people. I think some people just want to belong. Anyways, this witch and I had a conversation. And I said, she was talking all about being somebody's karma and how she's happy to be on to be somebody's karma and, karmic partners and all that. And I was like, Nami, I no longer involve myself with karmic cycles. I pay attention to everything that is cyclical in nature, which is everything. And when a karmic cycle comes to me, I say, no, thank you. Nope, not contributing to that, not participating in that, not repeating that cycle again. So in these situations where I fall back on what I know with pattern recognition and repeat cycles, I've decided I'm no longer doing it. I can see it for what it is, and I don't want to contribute to the stagnancy of humanity any longer. So from now on, I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing new things. I'm not allowing myself to fall back into the energy of fear that keeps us in these cycles, when we don't allow ourselves to experience something new, right? Coffee mate powder, that's me too, Elspeth. I just don't care for milk. Sheldon, I'm on early. Oh my. You're not going to fall asleep on me tonight because it's 5:55 here. I don't know what that means. Off the top of my head, I have a book, but let's look it up. Angel number meaning 555. Symbolizes spiritual guidance and learning. It is associated with transition, freedom, and independence. And what was I just talking about? Freedom and independence. Talking about removing myself from karmic cycles, no longer allowing myself to be involved in karmic cycles, right? Helps you foresee and manifest your ideal life with singularly motivated actions. Singularly motivated actions. However, 5 energy can also bring out itchy emotions and restlessness that make you change. And that's probably what it's all about, honestly, guys, because I am so sick and tired of the same baloney. Sylvester, I am a Capricorn, darling. Capricorn, Taurus, Scorpio. Hate to admit it. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Linda. Hi, Bambi. How are you guys? Hi, Patty. My gosh. How do y'all feel about your karmic cycles? Are you aware? Are you aware of your cyclical nature and the things that you choose to repeat? Milk. So I'm going to ask Emma if I can tell you what happened to her yesterday because it's super, super cool. Hold on. Hey, can I tell my people what happened to you yesterday with the boy at the church? Okay, because that's super cool. Okay, so it all started a couple days ago. A couple days ago, my daughter and the neighbor's little girl were sitting at the table with me. And the neighbor's little girl, okay, so listen to this because this is cool. This is how the universe is manifesting itself right now. So pay attention. So 2 days ago, my daughter and I were sitting at the kitchen table eating dinner, and my neighbor's daughter came over. And during the conversation, she said that she had to stand next to the smelly boy in class in the lunch line, and she was getting really grossed out and sick from it. And I was instantly reminded of a boy, and I'm not going to say, well, he smelled weird to me. But I was reminded of a boy. I said, I still remember the boy that smelled weird from when I went to school. And he was bullied, and I hated that. I absolutely hated that people bullied him. It made me so mad, but I was just a little girl. I was like 6th grade or something. I didn't know what to do at the time. But I always think about him, and I told these girls, I said, I always think about him, and I hope that his life was really good, because you could tell that it wasn't great. I mean, I knew that much. Like, we were poor, but he was more poor than us, and so you could tell. And I told these little girls, I said, I always think about him and hope that his life turned out really amazing, and I hope it worked out well for him and that he's really happy. And I was telling my childhood girlfriend about it, who still lives in the town that I grew up in, and she was like, oh yeah, this is his name, blah blah blah, and he lives in a different town. And so I looked him up on Facebook, and we connected. And I told him that I always had hoped that things worked out really well for him, because I knew he had a rough start, and that I still remember him. Like, almost 40 years later. And he told me that he was completely in love with me back in the day. And and I said, well, whatever happened? You just disappeared one day. Whatever happened to you? And he said, my house burnt down and we moved. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he's like, I was just sad because I couldn't see you and I didn't know what happened to you. And I thought that was just the sweetest thing. Okay, that was the day before yesterday. Yesterday, I'm bringing my daughter. We went to go eat at a buffet place. And we're on our way back from the buffet. And we're about to pass by the church that she's gone to youth group at, that she hasn't attended since school started, but one time. And I said to her, I'm like, how come you don't go to youth group anymore? And she's like, oh, I do want to go to youth group. Can I go to youth group tonight? And I'm like, yeah. So I turned the car around and I dropped her off. And which is why I was not live last night with y'all, because I had a time limit and I had to pick her up at a certain time. So I go and I pick her up and she says, oh my God, you're not going to believe what happened to me. And I was like, what? What happened? She's like, okay, you know how I was a bully? Like I was a really mean kid in pre-K. And I was like, no, I don't know that at all. What are you talking about? You were the sweetest kid. She's like, oh no, I was horrible. I was a really bad kid. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, anyway, regardless, I always think about this boy named Jeremiah we live in Texas. Okay. We lived in Texas when all this happened. We just moved from Texas last year and we're in South Dakota of all places. So she's like, I always think about this kid, Jeremiah. And I'm always like, wish I could apologize to him. She's like, I'm at youth group tonight and I look over and I see a boy and I think to myself, oh, he's got hair just like, oh, he kind of looks just like Jeremiah. Hey, what's your name? Jeremiah. What the fuck? She's like, are you serious? She's like, where did you go to elementary school? And he said, Texas. And so she was like, oh my freaking God. I used to bully you in Texas and I am so freaking sorry. She's like, and I apologized to him like 20 times. And he said, oh, it's no big deal. But tell me, please, what are the odds that a boy that my daughter went to pre-K with in Texas shows up, same town that we live in South Dakota? You know what I'm saying? The day after I was talking to her about a kid being bullied, and she was a bully. And honestly, she was like, and I'm like, no, man, you never. She's like, they used to send me to the office all the time. They never told you? I'm like, they never told me. And so I just thought that was so amazing that I was like, hey, how come you're not going to youth group? And she's like, I want to go to youth group. And here's this boy. Like, that's so freaking cool, right? All that happened just so my little baby can unburden her soul. And I think if you want something bad enough, the universe will bring it to you, right? And that was something, it was the right thing to do. You know, apologizing to somebody, no matter how long it's been. If you know you were wrong, if you know you hurt them, it's always the right thing to do. You know, don't apologize if you're just doing it to make up. I mean, if you feel like you were wrong, apologize. You know, there's no expiration date on that. So I thought that was super cool. And I wanted to share that with all of y'all because the universe works in mysterious ways. But tell me, how are you? You better knock it off, Riley Mae. You better quit your shit. Why is she doing that? I don't know either. She's being a punk. She's like, I want to be in there with you, but she's been farting all day and I just can't hang with it. I have to pretend I don't taste the milk in this coffee. Oh, Lord have mercy. I tell you, I still remember names of people that bullied me in school. Oh, Cindy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Honestly, I could sit here and explain why children bully other children, but that's not going to make your trauma going to go away. You know, it's not. And I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry that that kids project just like adults do, right? That's where we learn it, right? Projecting emotions onto other people that we don't know how to process. Treating other people like we've been treated at home because we think that's how you show love to people, right? And how you connect to people. So someone is smitten. Who's smitten? Who are we talking about? My stupid dog? JK. But anyways, so then that, that's how it is. That is what it is. It is. Yeah. One I've defended from bullies and my daughter did the same. Yeah, I used to defend, like my little brother used to get picked on. My little brother was a very touchy-feely kid. And he just always would get picked on and I would defend him, you know, on the school bus and stuff. And I'm sure that wasn't a proud moment for him, but nobody should be picked on. Mean little rich kids. I was a poor kid going to Catholic school and used uniforms. Mom busted her butt to provide that to us. I love that for you, Cindy. I love that you can appreciate the sacrifices that your mother went through just to give you a good education. Even though it wasn't all roses, you're aware of the sacrifices that your parents made. And, I appreciate that. And I just hope, my kids are able to see all the sacrifices I've made for them, but who knows? Hello, Lupus. If you look in the description box of the video, we are doing tarot card readings for $12. And we're all of their psychic readings for $25. And there's 4 different payment apps in the description box of the video. If you click out of the live chat and click on information on YouTube, that's where you'll find all that information. I thanked her all the time. Good. And sometimes we can't, sometimes we fail. Sometimes we do. And it's hard to accept because we know that people depend on us. And it makes it really hard, especially, if you have problems with failure. But anyway, just saying, some people don't like to fail. Some people try until they succeed. And if there is a circumstance that we cannot accomplish, it really is like a soul-crushing experience for us. And yeah, it's super hard to accept. But anyways, enough about that. We're going to do readings tonight. We're doing what I say, $12 tarot card readings, $25 psychic readings. If you're interested in either one of those, there's 4 different ways to make a payment in the description box of the video, or we can just sit here and chit chat and y'all can take all of my relaxed energy and that's fine. I'll wake up all achy and whatever from sharing all my good vibes with you, but it's fine. The things I do for the collective, I mean, honestly. Anyway, I'm just fucking with y'all. That was me being super chill, low-key, passive-aggressive, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what that was. That wasn't even just passive. That was just low-key aggressive. I don't really know. But I ate a lot of dinner and all that fun stuff. Congrats, all the men. Oh, thank you. I'll be sure to tell him. I'll be sure to tell him. Maybe they just felt bad for you, Elspeth, and they were like, God, she's got it hard enough as it is. Or maybe you're just a beautiful soul and they already could see that. And they were like, we're not going to mess with her. Who knows? Okay, we got a new person asking, how did you know you was a medium? Well, I mean, it was the dead people for me. That's usually how that works. The time change? Oh my gosh. Cindy, no lie, I've been going to sleep at like 8:30 already. So when the time change comes, it's going to be like 7:30 and I'm going to be like, ooh, feeling like I'm 75 years old. No offense to anyone 75 years old, but you know what I mean, like I'm not. So I could just imagine and be like, oh, it's dark outside at 5:30. It's time for bed. Not cool. Not cool. Not cool. So, anyways, I got my new business cards in the mail today. I'm pretty excited about that because I told y'all I put my phone number wrong on my last ones because of my number dyslexia, which is not fun. So I had them proofread by other people before I submitted them to print because dyslexia is a thing. So I got them back and they look good. So I'm ready to hand those out to people. That'd be fun. Tell me about your day. Tell me about your November 2nd. What did you do today? Tell me all about it. Yeah, the voice is calling my name as a kid in the middle of the night. That might have been, but the ghost sitting on the edge of my bed every night in the form of a man could have been an indication. You look like Abraham Lincoln. Working on building a fence. Well, that's tiring. That's very exhausting work. Created a new bread recipe. Milk on honey, buttermilk. It's a bread? Honey buttermilk bread? Is that what you're saying? Like, have you ever had like a tres leche cake? It's literally soaked in milk. I don't really care for it. It's very soggy. I don't know why people eat it. Hi, Lisa. Oh, you're working. Right on, Penny. That sounds super interesting, Casper. Do you like to bake breads? I like to bake breads. Sheldon says, I asked about your day. So Sheldon says, let me put where did I? There. I drove to work, went to lunch at a new to me restaurant. Ooh, had a taco salad. Yay. And tried a couple of wings. How were all of those? They were good. I drove home. Work was the usual, answer calls and emails and catching bad guys. Yes. Sheldon works in the fraud department at the bank. Isn't that right, Sheldon? Then drove home, fed the girls, the cats, let them out, and then found your lovely face. Pretty easy day. Yay! Hello, Midland. How are you? Your favorite thing to bake. Oh, powdered milk. I have powdered milk for emergencies, but I've never used it in a recipe. But that sounds lovely. And I hope you enjoy every single bite of it. Food makes me happy. Had my blood drawn and port flushed today and met an 80-year-old wonderful woman at the cancer center who said I looked 48. Aw, I love that for you. So you look the same age as me. Linda, high five. That is awesome. So Casper made some amazing bread today, and he's probably just like sitting there like, I can't believe I made this. This is so delicious. You waited all day for me. Here I am. Here I am. I went and had, well, I said this as soon as I went live, so you guys probably didn't hear me, but today was a self-care day for me. Yesterday was a rough day. Things were not going my way. And it was one of those situations where I realized that I've made a lot of stupid idiot mistakes in my life. You know, where I'm sitting there having those moments of introspection, like, man, I've been a dumb fuck. And I need to stop being a dumb fuck. And so, yeah, I stopped. And you realize, you know, sometimes you realize that the people around you don't need to be around you. And sometimes you realize that the people around you are exactly what you've been asking for, you know, for your whole life. And it's like an epiphany, like, oh, well, there you are. And here we are. And let's do this. So anyways, that's what's going on in my life. So that's fun. So today was a self-care day. I had a massage scheduled for this morning. And I went and had an 1.5-hour massage with my massage therapist, Holly, who is a miracle worker. I have literally been so relaxed all day. I had so many knots and pulled muscles, and it was just horrible and painful. But I was so grateful at the same time that she was hurting me because I knew that it was going to feel better when she was done. You know what I mean? Self-reflection is a moment to open up the doors to epiphanies. Absolutely. Linda, go get you one, girl. Girl, go get you one. Best money I've spent in a long time. And I'm like, oh, she's like, you got a new tattoo. And I was like, shit, I haven't seen you since January. Are you joking with me right now? December of last year was the last time I got a massage, y'all. Like a professional one. Shane's given me a massage, and he does a good job, but he's not a professional, but he's definitely an eager learner. I'm jelly. I'm telling you, girl, go get you one too. Everybody needs to get them a massage. Lord. I was like, you know, get your face in the cushion, and I'm just like, because you can't breathe. Because as soon as you lay on your face like that, your sinuses just close up. So you got to breathe through your mouth. Well, mine do anyway. And I could have drooled all over the floor and I wouldn't have known. But it was wonderful. And I'm probably going to hurt tomorrow because of all the releasing of the energy. But yes, go get you one, Gina. Even if it's just a 30-minute massage, even if it's just your shoulders, we all just carry so much stress in our bodies. And you have to release the stress to get the energy moving sometimes. You can't just count on the physical energy to be moving. You know, energy gets stuck in our physical body. And so we have to massage it out, manipulate it, make it move, make it get the heck out of there. That's important. It's important to take care of yourself. It is an act of self-love, taking a self-care day, letting yourself rest, letting yourself relax, turning your brain off for a little while. It's kind of hard with an ADHD brain, but turning your brain off, just allowing yourself to get down into those beta waves, you know. Just turn everything off and just chill. Get you a nice massage and unplug from electronics. Get some nice grounding in if you've got the weather for it. Grounding is so stinking important. Gina's only had one massage. Shut your lying mouth right now. Are you joking with me? That cannot be the truth. Is that the truth? Gina. Yeah, you do? My gosh. You're not lying to me? Holy smokes. Where do you live, Gina? I'm going to buy you a gift certificate for a massage. Where do you live? What town do you live in? Dang, Carol. I can't buy a massage for everyone. Good Lord. Deadass. That means that's slang for she's serious. That is what that means, older ladies and gentlemen like myself, in case you're not up on the lingo. Dead ass means no joke, which means I'm serious. So, Cape May, New Jersey. I'm going to look and see, Gina. I'm going to look and see if I can find one for you. You're serious? Oh my gosh. Carol, that's crazy. First of all, they're not terribly expensive. You can get a 30-minute massage for like $45. And it's totally worth it. You know, it's not terribly expensive. It's completely worth it. It's so amazingly relaxing. And then there's places that have stuff too, where you can, 60 minutes for $60, something like that. 100 for Carol for a 30-minute. Lord, I need to get a massage business. Just kidding. I couldn't stand and do massage on somebody. It would hurt my fusion a little too much, I think. But anyway, I don't do my name or idea. Been there. I may have a free time. Oh, Gina. Okay. Repeat after me. I am a money magnet. Money comes to me freely and easily. I deserve all the abundance in the universe. I deserve a stress-free life of financial burdens. Stress-free of financial burdens. I am a money magnet. Money is energy that flows to me easily and quickly. I deserve financial abundance. Alrighty? Don't put yourself in the mindset of you have nothing all the time, because then if you put yourself in that energy, then that's where you'll always be, because you're consciously saying these things to the universe. You're telling the universe, I'm broke, I'm poor, I ain't got nothing. That's what you're putting out into the universe. Whose knee is hurting right now? Who's that? Are you up to doing past life readings tonight? Why, yes, ma'am, I am. I absolutely will do a past life reading for you. Is it for you, Miss Lisa? Who's doing it? Who's getting it? Oh my. Thank you for all the emojis. If you're just sitting around picking your nose, hit the like button on the video, y'all. Picking your nose or something, with a pencil. That's right. They will. They absolutely will. No stress. I missed that comment. Hold on a second. looking for something. Well, if you're just sitting there picking your nose, Casper says he had a wedgie. That's all right. I asked because I think I have your gift and I was curious. You shouldn't ignore people. That comment didn't even pop up on my screen. It's on my phone. Who am I ignoring? Nobody. 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 Okay, Miss Lisa. Okay, Lisa. Let's get you a past life reading. Let me just put this big ass crystal on my lap because that sometimes gives me a little boost, visual boost to help see what I'm looking at. Don't ask me what that crystal's called because I just can't recall in this very moment. I'm too relaxed. Okay, Lisa Browner. I hope I can read this. Okay. Okay, Lisa. So I got some information on a couple of past lives for you. I think it's really interesting. Um, First of all, I'm curious how they connect to your current life. Um, hmm. The first life that I connected to, I immediately felt like I had been stabbed, um, like in the liver or across the stomach by the liver. Um, you were the victim of a mugging. This is how you passed away. You were stabbed by somebody. You were a larger man. Okay, where I'm saying like you were overweight. You were an overweight man. You had a mustache. You were wearing a bowler hat. You looked like you had some money, and I think this is why you were mugged, because you had like a gold pocket watch on your vest. There was a gold pocket watch. You were walking at night. It looks like you were, I don't know what part this is, if this is London or if this is New York City. I'm not really sure. But you were walking, and it was one of those situations where you felt like you were untouchable because because you had risen to a place of esteem in certain communities. So you were not concerned about your safety. Anyways, you were mugged and you died as a result of that. You were hit on the head. You were stabbed by your liver, right over your liver or in your liver. I just know there was a cut there. Um, so I don't know if you've had issues with your liver or anything like that. Um, I'm just going to look something up. I'm trying to find the name that I heard. Anyways, I don't know where he was from, and it's a somewhat common name, so I'm not sure. No issues with your liver. Cool. Um, that would be diabetes or um, fatty liver disease or any kind of sclerosis. Um, there's all kinds of issues you can get from the liver. But anyways, the name that I received for that was Thomas Jenkins. So I don't know if that's something you can find. Either way, regardless, this lifetime was all about being high to do, affluent, um, feeling like you were safe because of your standing in life and not worrying about things that could bring harm to you. Um, I think that is an interesting life that came forward for you, first of all, because I'm curious how it relates to you now. Like, is this something like you over worry about all the time? Are you constantly worrying about your health? Are you constantly thinking about this could be wrong with me, that could be wrong with me? Do you have health anxiety? Um, do you not like to be outside at night? Are you scared of the dark and the things that go bump in the night? Um, are you uncomfortable in parks or situations like that? Like, does that give you the heebie jeebies? I'm just curious about that. The next thing that I pulled out of that energy, I went into a later time. This was a later time because that was earlier. I don't know when that was, maybe 1900 or 1940, whenever bowler hats were around, because you had a bowler hat on. I heard that clear as day. I went into a different life. In this life, you were like a teenage boy. And I could see you waiting like in front of your house on a farm with a big, like the wood was aged silver, this barn. I could see the weather vane turning in the background. There were tumbleweeds. So whichever area of the country has tumbleweeds. And you were on a farm. This could maybe be Kansas or something. I'm not sure of the exact location here either. I just know that you were waiting and you were kicking the dust on the ground. Yeah, nights out creep me out. Okay. Hi, Peggy Sue. And you were waiting. You're waiting for your best friend to come pick you up. And your friend drove an old pickup truck, and it was like a weathered light blue, some kind of like Chevy pickup truck or something. Teenage boy. Your name was Jimmy, and you were a little bit of a hellraiser. I'm not going to lie. So here you are, a teenage boy. I feel like you had some kind of like chewing tobacco or something in your mouth because you kept spitting on the ground. And you're waiting for your friend to come pick you up, and you jump in the back of the truck and y'all take off and you're going drinking. There's like old fashioned like beer cans. I don't know. They look so old. They look so out of style. It's like Miller or something. I don't know. But you're a hellraiser. You're a bit of a hellraiser. You and your friend Todd, Jimmy and Todd is what I wrote down, were always getting into trouble. You were always finding something to get into that you didn't need to be in, you know? And I think that's interesting. And what I heard was that you had the same best friend in this life that you had in that life was somebody that like, either you were always talking them into things, excuse me, or they were always talking you into getting into trouble when you were a kid. But it was the same connection that you had in this past life where you and Todd were just always getting into scrapes together, always getting into trouble with your parents. One of you was always getting grounded, just doing all the things you shouldn't be doing, you know. And that's what I'm seeing here for this life. You had a friend that you incarnated with that the two of you together were just bad news. Somebody was going to get in trouble. Something was going to happen. So I don't know how old you were, but they showed me as a teenage boy in this life. So who do you have in your life that just brings out the troublemaker in you, that makes you just have a devil may care attitude, makes you more adventurous and like a daredevil? I grew up in a dairy farm in Wisconsin. We had a light blue Chevy truck back then. However, I was never a hellraiser, but very reserved and still am. Okay, well, this is a different life we're talking about because you were a teenage boy in this life. But I think it's interesting that you had a similar truck. That's very interesting. You're very reserved. As I've explained to people in the past, the way that past life energy manifests itself in this life is either going to be the exact opposite of some things, like, or exactly the same because they carried through their traumatic. So if you've already been a hellraiser, and you've already just decided, I've had enough of that in one life, you're going to be more reserved here. I do think it's super interesting that you still had a light blue Chevy truck and you grew up on a dairy farm in Wisconsin. They don't have tumbleweeds in Wisconsin, I believe. Do they? I'm going to have to look. What states have tumbleweeds? Oh, it's everywhere now, except Alaska and Florida. But I honestly don't feel like, I felt like it was more Kansas. I felt like it was more Kansas than Wisconsin. And I don't think it was a dairy farm. I just think it was a farm. Probably livestock, but not dairies. It's not a dairy. I didn't get that vibe from it. Of course, I have room for you, Kathy. Of course. But those are the two lives that came forward to you. And I think it's interesting, like, to think about why you don't like to go out at night, this past life trauma that's connected to this timeline, the heebie-jeebies, the uncomfortable feeling you get from being out in the dark. And it's probably from being stabbed to death when you were robbed and mugged. But who's your best friend in this life? Like, do you have a best friend that is also very much like you, like frickin' frack? Tom and Jerry, frickin' frack, just two peas in a pod. Okay, Kathy. Hi, Raquel. I'm glad you made it. I'm going to write your name down because I have to give a reading to you. My friend Betty, who passed away a few years ago. Oh, I'm so sorry you lost your friend. Sorry about that. That's a bummer. It's always hard when we lose somebody that is just feels like a part of us, All right, we got to do cards for Kathy. Let's see what Kathy needs to know right now. Kathy, do you have a question for these cards? Is a relationship on the rise? Let's check it out. Show me Kathy's relationship status coming forward. So just so you know, while I'm shuffling the cards, I saw the Knight of Swords, which is a gentleman on a motorcycle heading towards something. And the next card I saw was the Sun card. So that is definitely a positive thing for me. My daughter. pee. And then I just saw the Ten of Cups. So let's see what the universe wants to tell you about this upcoming relationship. Show me Kathy's upcoming relationship. Is there a relationship on the rise for Kathy? Show me what's happening for Kathy. First card, Three of Cups. This is about a celebration between you and your friends. Something to celebrate. Oh, I don't know if this was upside down or what. We're going to leave that sideways. The Empress. The Hermit in reverse. Crossing the Empress. So it's definitely time to get out and experience things. Allow yourself to grow in situations with friends. Look, Two of Cups, loved ones, love relationship coming out underneath the celebration. So yeah, I do see this relationship going somewhere. How does it end? What is the end of the story? Show me the outcome of this relationship between Kathy and her partner. No outcome. Ace of Swords in reverse, Ten of Wands. Okay. It's too much for you. It's too much for you or the other person. The Ten of Wands coming out with the Ace of Swords in reverse as the outcome. So in the beginning, everything is great. We're happy. We're celebrating. We're spending time together, in social settings. And then the Empress is all about your personal power, being in your divine energy. It came out sideways because it jumped on the floor and it was laying there sideways. So we have you not sure if this is good for you or not. The Hermit in reverse is like you're not really putting any thought into it. You're not allowing yourself to look at it too closely because you're having fun. You're enjoying yourself, and here you are in this relationship, enjoying yourself, having fun, not really looking at, the compatibility, the things that you want out of life or don't want out of life. And then bam, here we are with the Ace of Swords in reverse. And we're like, this is something that is a non-negotiable for me. This is a non-negotiable for me. And I need to walk away from this relationship because this is a non-negotiable for me. So I feel like whatever this is initially, that is possibly some type of a red flag or some kind of a hindrance that you're not really looking too closely at it. But it's one of those things that's going to get under your skin. It's going to get in your mind. It's going to get in your head. It's going to bother you, and you're just going to be like, I don't want this. I don't want this. This is a little too much for me. Yeah, seeing, figuring out what you want. Three of Wands. What's in your best interest at the end of the day? How does this work for you? Is it in your best interest to help this person with this non-negotiable? Or is it in your best interest to walk away from this relationship before you get too involved? That's something that you're going to have to decide. But I do see you enjoying this person's company. I do see you really liking being with them, whether that is like out drinking or just hanging out with friends, like I said, in a social setting. But with this Empress coming out is kind of like, it's not good for you. It's not bad for you. It's not something that seems like the wrong choice. Dating this person, it's not the wrong choice. I don't feel like we can make any wrong choices, but this to me just feels like it's one of those things that we have to recognize what our healthy boundaries are and make sure that we stick to them and that we don't bend them for people just so we can be in a relationship. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. You're going to realize it's like, this is really going over the line for me. Like, this is a little too much for me. And I need to figure out if I want to continue with this or not. You totally get me? It's just one of those things, like, you overlook it at first because you enjoy their company, you're attracted to them, but then you have to think, like, let's just say if they're a drinker. Let's say they're a drinker. Let's say they drink every day. You have to kind of come to the point where you're just like, well, I'm not an everyday drinker. Is it going to bother me that being with somebody that's an everyday drinker? Or I like to drink and they don't like to drink. Is it going to bother them that I drink? You know what I mean? Just using drinking as an example. It's the first thing that popped into my head. But it's going to be one of those situations, whether it be financially unstable or some kind of a vice. It's going to be one of those things where you're just like, do I really want to take on this kind of responsibility for this person? Or do I really want to tolerate this kind of behavior? It's one of those things. So it's fun while it lasts, but I'm not necessarily emotionally involved in this and feeling like it's going to be a long-term thing. Okay? Sorry about that. I wish I had better news for you, because I know you are happiest in a relationship. I get that. So, yeah. Hey, Hoosie. That's what I have for you. No, thank you. Yeah. I mean, everybody has baggage, but you don't want to, like, actively engage in somebody that's not really working on their baggage. You know what I mean? With somebody who's still carrying around all their baggage and hasn't unpacked any of it. Like, do you really want to put ourselves in that kind of a situation? It's questionable behavior, right? I'm going to call my mom real quick. I have to figure out what one I really want to be with. Okay, Kathy, first of all, red flag. First of all, red flag for me. By you just saying that, first of all, I have to tell you, if you don't know which one you want to be with, the answer is neither of them. If you're torn between two people and you can't make up your mind in a timely fashion when you get to know them, you can't make up your mind, then you shouldn't be with either of them. Because neither of them is checking all of your boxes. Okay? That's just you trying to fill the void next to you with somebody, with a body, with a warm body. If they're not doing it for you, they're probably not going to do it for you. So, red flag. Y'all, I'm going to call my mom real quick. Hold on. Look, this will be fun. You guys get to hear my mom. Okay. You get to hear my mom. Be nice. She's a doll. If she answers, my Lord.
Your call has been forwarded.
She didn't answer the phone? My God. Forget that. Forget that woman. Just kidding. She's probably on the phone or something. She'll call me back. Anyways, I got to ask my mom something. She doesn't know that we're coming down for Thanksgiving yet, because we just decided. So my boyfriend and my daughter and I are all going down to Texas so he can meet my family. I guess he thinks, my family is important or something. I don't know. My mom's a doll. So anyways, that's what we're doing. He's really close with his family. You know how some people are close with their family and then they're just like, everybody must be close with their family or something. Like I have a brother that I haven't spoken to in years. What are you talking about? And I'm perfectly okay with that. It's one of those situations where you have to cut out. Oh my belly is talking to me. What's going on, belly? That was loud. Did you hear that? She'd have to be fantastic. I'm going for it. I'm doing it. I'm not gonna let fear stand in my way. That's what I decided. I'm making new cycles, right? Making new cycles. So anyway, yeah, just embrace change. Just go for it. Just go for it. I'm going to try her again. I really want to ask her before I forget because I'm so forgetful. Oh my gosh. If she doesn't answer the phone, I'm going to start getting worried because my mom's not super healthy.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh, Jesus Christ. My ex-husband's family is coming over to my house for Thanksgiving. Oh, that's so nice. Are they nice? Is that going to be good for you? Is that going to be fun? She does, but sometimes she forgets to turn her ringer on after she wakes up, and I'm hoping it's one of those times. My belly is super gurgly, and I am so sorry, y'all. Can you hear it? There are so many things happening in my guts right now. I'm going to be super gassy later. My gosh. There's an orchestra happening. Oh, yeah? That's good. No to what, Linda? You can't hear my guts? Yeah, she does it at night. She turns her ringer off. Like she's one of those older people that stays up late, not one that goes to bed early. She stays up late and so she sleeps late. So she turns her ringer off. I turn my ringer off when I'm sleeping too, to be honest. I put it on vibrate because I feel like nobody needs to get a hold of me when I'm asleep. No, you can't hear my guts. That's good because they're very much being loud. I wonder if she just forgot to turn her ringer on. Miss Raquel, let's get your reading done, sweetheart, before I go try to figure out what happened to my mother. Let me see. Because that's going to stress me out. Belly, stop talking to me. I don't want to know. Mom's not answering her phone. When your parents get to the age that you have to worry about them. My mother is a 2-time lung cancer survivor. She has a pacemaker defibrillator, and she is in congestive heart failure. So it's one of those things where you you got to make sure they're okay. Because she's the kind of person who's like, oh, I passed out the other day. What, Mom? Did you go to the doctor? No, it's fine. She's kind of one of those people that just kind of act like they're fine. Who's this? Somebody sent money for a reading. Who is this? Who did this? Who did that? Who did it? Kia Louise Rickson. Kia Louise Rickson. Good Lord, Bubble Guts. Who's that? Kia Harris. Hello, my love. How are you, darling? I messaged my brother because he's like 20 minutes from my mom's house. So I messaged him to see. Hi, honey, just 1 second. Oh, that's probably not the right phone number for her. Let me do it on Facebook Messenger. Let me message his girlfriend. Answering her phone. One second. And my mom's a bit of a hermit, Yeah, it's 8 o'clock in Texas. My mom's usually awake at this time. She's a bit of a hermit. She doesn't leave the house much. So, she keeps to herself. And so it's kind of like, hey, you okay over there? So my brother's girlfriend's answering me right now. Because I asked her if she talked to her today. I talked to her yesterday. I will try and call. I'm sure she's fine. But I just want to make sure. Just trying to get a hold of my mom. And she's not answering the phone. And she's never out at night. She doesn't drive at night. So she should be home. So just checking on her. Could be better, to be honest. Been a rough few weeks. Hope all is well with you. I am so sorry, my love, that you are having a terrible time. I'm sorry you've had a rough few weeks. Truthfully, that's terrible. I'm just gonna run potty, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do Raquel's reading. I'm gonna do Kia's reading. I'm gonna fill up my water, and I'll be right back. Jack. I don't want to hear it, Jack. Jack's just like, I'm going to complain, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Back, I have water. Super thirsty. Okay. Hopefully somebody gets through to my mom. It's weird how I just was randomly like, I'm going to call my mom, and I can't get a hold of her. So stressful. Okay. Raquel, darling, what can I do for you? Oh, thank you. My boyfriend bought it for me. It's lovely. He's a gift giver. He's a sweetheart. Okay. Where is my life going? Let's take a look. Raquel. De Silva. We're going to connect to this energy and see what happens. Let's look at the future. So where am I? I'm not sure where I am. I see you looking through a book. You're looking something up. What is this? You're looking for the definition of something. It's almost like you're at some kind of a library. And I'm going through the pages and I'm looking for something. Something about a trust. Something about a trust. It's almost like you're looking up the law. You're looking up something legal. It looks like you're trying to understand how something works. Something legal. It's like a law library or something. Trusts. I don't know if you know of anyone that has a trust. Or if you're thinking about starting a trust. It's like I'm looking up something. Show me what this is. These are law books. They're thick, very thick books. I'm trying to understand this. How does this work? How can I make this work for me? Okay, how can I make the law work for me is what I'm getting from this message. Like, how can I apply this to myself? How can I make this work for me? How can I understand the law better to make it work for me in this situation? So then I'm seeing like younger people, like children or family. How can you make the law work for you in this situation? It feels like you've been through some very difficult times legally. And I feel like I need to educate myself so that I'm not taken advantage of in the future, so that I know how to navigate through these things. And so I'm kind of seeing you like getting advice from somebody who knows about these things, or doing research on it to figure it out. But it's something to do with legalese, legal, and you learning about that. Okay. And I feel like life has, perhaps people in your life have taken advantage of your situation, or just because you didn't know how to handle situations, they didn't turn out the best for you. So that's kind of what I'm feeling, As far as that is concerned, educating yourself is never a bad thing. It definitely makes us your ex-husband. Yeah. How can I make the law work for me is what I was feeling with that. So educating yourself as far as those things are concerned. Setting up a trust, possibly, because I did hear that specifically. My daughter decided to not go back to his house. How can I make the law work for me? Right? Absolutely. So if there is some kind of a legal battle or something going on, how I can help my son? Absolutely. I see you looking in law books, researching, educating yourself on the law and how you can make the law work for you. And I think you should do that. You can always contact legal aid in your state to help you with that. Or a legal assistant would know a lot about the law as well and could perhaps give you some advice how to handle that situation without actually having to contact a lawyer. Because the legal assistants are the ones that do all the research and find all they actually do all the work of the lawyer, and the lawyer just brings it to court. But anyway, everybody saw Suits, right? I mean, yeah. So I'm seeing that for you, to make sure that you don't end up in a situation. You know what I mean? I feel like you need to spend your time researching and educating yourself on the best course of action for yourself, for your daughter, for your son. What else are we going to look at here? And I do feel like you're going to learn a lot about this situation that's going to help you have a positive outcome for yourself, for your daughter, for your son, because I'm hearing forewarned is forearmed. And so that to me just means, oh, here's my mom. Please don't let her say she was in the bathroom. Hello.
Hello?
I was worried about you.
I was watching a Christmas movie.
Okay.
So I didn't happen to look at my phone to see that,
Did you have your ringer turned off still?
Yes.
Always. Yeah. Okay. I was just checking. So, hey, I'm going to be there for Thanksgiving, and yeah. And I don't know if anyone's making turkey, but so we decided Madeline would like to just go out to dinner instead of making turkey. And yeah. So would you like to go to Mamacita's? Because we all love Mamacita's, but I know you don't.
Right?
Huh? Mexican, yeah. Mm.
We know I'm not the biggest Mexican eater.
I know. But you do like fajitas. You like steak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have that. But I mean, yeah, that would be fine, right? And they have quesadillas. You like those?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, because that's probably what Emma's going to order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I got to go back to my live stream. I was worried about you, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, you can't get a hold of your
But don't
mom."
worry about it. I mean, I just don't answer it. If I ain't looking at my phone and I don't see it on the ring, I
Yeah.
don't hear it.
Yeah.
I don't do it.
Say hi to everybody because I'm live right now. Say hi, everyone.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm fine.
She's fine. Nobody died.
No. My heart doctor changed my medicine. He took me off one of my heart medicines. And he's put me on a new one because he said my heart is way too fast.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully it gets everything straightened up.
Yeah, it's still only 17%, but it's very fast. He said it's still very large.
17% operational?
Yeah. But other than that, I'm fine.
Okay. I'm fine. It's fine.
I feel fine. Nothing's wrong with me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm good.
Okay, good.
I'll let you know when something's wrong.
Well, I told everyone she probably has her ringer turned off, so I was right. Watching a Christmas movie 2 days after Halloween. It's fine.
I watching it because I was sitting here crying in my eyes out watching it. I'm like, I'm crying again. I'm watching what the wife is on. That's what happens.
Yeah, we get emotional and sentimental in our old age. Okay.
I love her.
All right, I love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Crying her eyes out watching a Christmas movie. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. She's watching a Christmas movie. Anyways. Oh, my mom. I love her. She's so funny. She just, don't worry about me. Just crying my eyes out at a Christmas movie. So her, like I said, she's in congestive heart failure and her heart's only pumping at 17% of what it should be, but she's fine. I'm fine. I feel fine. She's fine. She's too much. She's a fiercely independent woman who insists on living alone and taking care of her own self. I hope I'm not like that when I get older. I hope when I start, getting health issues, I move in with my kids and they could take care of me until the rest of my days. Please do. Please do take care of me. It's crazy to even imagine. I know. That's how it was when she got her pacemaker defibrillator. I think it was about 2007. She got her pacemaker. So she was, that was 18 years ago. So she was only 52. I think she was probably even younger than that, but she got her pacemaker. It was probably before that. But somewhere around that, 2005, 6, 7, she got her pacemaker, and her heart was at 18% then. And then they put her on medicine, they put the pacemaker in there and put her on heart medicine, and they put her on, Lasix and all that. And she was doing good. She was doing really good for a really long time. Got through both rounds of cancer, minus some lung. She's got a third of her lung was removed. So yeah, she's now she's back down to 17% again, and I think it's just the medication. They keep changing it on her, and It's no good. Yeah, good. She'll just tell me in passing, like, oh, I was taking a shower and I blacked out. Mom, are you okay? Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm like, you need a shower seat. And she's like, oh, yeah, I guess I should get one of those. Yeah. Yeah, she is a trooper. She's had a really hard life, you know? It's one of those ones that it's like, you could write a book. You know what I mean? My mom could definitely write a book and with all the stuff that she's been through. And, you'd be surprised. She's still kicking. So, I mean, my father tried to kill her. Her parents died when she was a little kid. And, she just had a rough life. So, obviously, I get my good genes from her side of the family. It's all the good genes are inside me from my mom. So, anyways, enough about that. Raquel, um, she's a sweetheart and she's so funny. But anyway, Raquel, we were talking about your children. I apologize. We were talking about your children. How'd she not hurt herself? I don't know. How she didn't hurt herself. She's got like a shower stall, so I guess she just kind of slumped into it. But she didn't hurt herself. Surprisingly. She's supposed to move in with my brother at some point. My brother's doing a house remodel too for a few years now. It's one of those things that he does on the day off that he has, the one day off so it's taking a while. But yeah, she's going to move in with him eventually. I hope soon. But my mom, she likes her independence. But anyway, Raquel, we're talking about your children and we're talking about you educating yourself to be able to do the right thing for your children and to be aware of the law and how to make it work for you. And that's where I see your life concentrating on that, concentrating on taking care of that, taking care of your children, making sure we're doing the right thing for them legally. Okay. And so finding the loopholes and making sure that the law works for you in this situation. What else do we want to talk about with Raquel? It's like I want you to be able to spend time for yourself as well. Like to take care of yourself. I just feel like you're not taking very good care of yourself. Okay? We need to be better about that. We need to be better about taking care of ourselves, putting the right foods into our body, getting enough rest, getting sunshine, taking care of your physical, your spiritual, your emotional, your energetic body. Only allowing yourself to be around positive energy, positive people. I feel like I have to stress that to you. Like you need to take better care of yourself. Like open your blinds and let the sun shine in. I have graves and I don't take care of it. Woman, that can definitely have a very negative impact on your body if you're not taking care of that. Doesn't that require like some type of transfusion? Why am I hearing something about a transfusion? No, it's thyroid issues. Why don't you try the castor oil pack on your thyroid? Because I hear that fixes those types of things that can help balance your thyroid. You get castor oil and you put it on a cloth and you leave it on there for like an hour on your neck. And do that every day and see if that helps, because castor oil, let me Google. Does castor oil pack help thyroid? Support thyroid function. Putting a castor oil pack over your thyroid can help to reduce toxins and regulate inflammation. It has also been shown to help with swelling around the thyroid gland and reduce the size of thyroid nodules. So, buy some castor oil. You can get it online. Buy a castor oil pack, which is just like a waterproof pad for you to put on your neck. You don't even have to buy a castor oil pack. Just buy the castor oil. Buy the castor oil, put some on a cloth, and put it on your neck and leave it on there for like an hour. And do it every day. Okay? Don't sleep on it. It'll get all over your sheets. Take my advice. The way I'm seeing lately, I'm not taking medicine. If it's my time, it's my time. Oh, so you gave up on life. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that kind of attitude would make it your time, wouldn't it? It would be like, well, I'm going to stop caring for myself, and whatever happens, happens. It's almost like if it's my time, it's my time. Don't you think your kids need you here? I mean, do you think? Maybe they want you around. Maybe you should put castor oil pack, Raquel. No, she's not deserting her kids. No, she would never. She's just saying she's not caring for herself anymore so that her life expectancy is reduced. That's all. She's not deserting her children. She's just not doing anything to extend her life. And that's fine. That's your choice. You can totally do that. Castor oil is good for so many things. You can use it for hyperthyroidism, for Hashimoto's. I'm sure it's good for Graves. Let's see. Castor oil packs help. Oh, my guts really hurt. All it's doing is functional medicine for hyperthyroidism. Ice packs to the throat will help to decrease inflammation. Castor oil packs to the throat will reduce inflammation. So pretty much they're saying put an ice pack on your throat and then use castor oil. No, I love my kids. Just got to a point that everything I've tried doesn't work. I understand that. I get it. I've been through those kinds of periods in my life where no matter what, something always seems to go wrong, right? Well, if you get your thyroid in alignment, then it wouldn't be fighting itself. So use the castor oil pack. It might not look like it's going to help you, but it's going to help you. Okay? It is thick. You put it on a towel, you let it soak in, just put a little spot of it, let it soak in, and then put it on your neck or put it wherever you have inflammation in your body. I used it on my hip when I hurt my hip accidentally hiking. And like I told y'all, after one night of wearing that on my hip with a heating pad, my pain and inflammation was reduced by about 80%. And then I did it again the next night, and my pain and inflammation was completely gone when I woke up. It came later on during the day when I had been walking so much and doing a lot of movement. But when I woke up with no pain, that's a great way to wake up, you know? So, good stuff. Okay. We're going to move on to the next reading for Kia. My brain has already forgotten what I'm doing. Kia. Okay. Kia. Kaya. My bad. Are you in the United States? Australia. Okay, Rose, absolutely do not come on my live stream and start spamming and scamming my users. What the hell? Sorry about that, guys. Australia. Well, in the United States, we have cars named Kias, and it is spelled Kia. So I am sorry if I said your name wrong. It's just based on what we have here. Kia, and it's a car. So how can I help you? What question do you have? I apologize about the word association. You've been getting it since you were little. Well, I'm kind of glad that I'm not the first one. So, how can I help you, Kaya? Just waiting for her to let me know what she needs. I don't know how, but I must have scratched my face because I have this little tiny speck of blood on here. And I keep wiping it off, and it keeps coming back. I don't know what I've done to myself. It's a completely harmless day. I made no injuries to myself today. So I don't know what's going on. How did I do that? Got myself shaven. Just kidding. I got a little scratch on my face. Like, what did I do? I need to know how I can help myself. I've been sick for a few weeks, both physically and mentally. Spent yesterday in the hospital. Oh my. Don't feel much better today. They say it's probably a virus, but I'm not convinced. Let me look. So she wants to, you basically want me to look at you medically. Is that correct? I need your permission to connect to your energy, to look at your physical body, to see if I can figure out what's going on with you medically. Okay? All right. Let's look. Permission. We're going to connect to Gaia. Gaia Harris. I'm immediately being pulled to your lungs. I feel like this is where whatever it was started within you. If it was a virus, it started as an airborne illness. And they're showing me like little germs. So that's what I'm seeing as far as that's concerned. It does feel like it's some kind of a virus / illness that started as a virus. And I'm just feeling really depleted when I'm connected to your energy. I feel like I have no energy at all. What have you been doing to counterbalance this illness? Have you been drinking orange juice, taking vitamins, eating superfoods? Have you done anything? I know you feel like crap. I know you don't feel good at all. But sometimes we have to combat it with healthy things. Okay. But it does feel to me like there is some kind of an illness in your body. It does feel like a virus to me, but it's one of those things like it's not being kicked out, it's not being evicted. And it feels like it started in your lungs. Have you been having issues with your lungs? Did it start as a cough, congestion, mucus? And then it just kind of feels like it's turned into a lack of appetite. Because, when viruses enter your body, they know what is bad for them and they know what's good for them. And by not being hungry, you're not feeding your body the nutrients that it needs to fight off whatever this is. So I feel like the very first thing that popped into my mind was vitamin C. So I really want you to just do what you can to get as much orange juice in your body as possible. First of all, I'm a big believer in the power of citric fruits, and pineapple. Pineapple will really help speed the body's healing process. Okay, it has a lot of beautiful things. It's got quinine in it, which is really good for your body. It helps your body recover from things like surgeries and illnesses. It helps your body. It helps your immunity. Okay, so I would really love for you to do that if you can get some fresh pineapple. I know you guys are probably going into summer there now, so you probably can get your hands on some pineapple, some fresh pineapple. Try to eat as much of that as you can. Try to get some orange juice or vitamin C for immunity support in your body. Try to get some vitamin D3 in your body. Try to get zinc in your body. There's a lot of vitamins like magnesium, zinc, vitamin D3, um, quinine. They all help the body fight off illness. Okay. So I don't know if you have been doing any of that, just trying to keep fluids up. Blood test said my iron was high. I am exhausted. I did start ashwagandha, not helping. Serious headaches this week. Okay. Can I ask you a question without you being defensive? Do you smoke marijuana? There's a reason I'm asking. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just trying to rule something out. Okay? There is no judgment involved. I just need an honest answer. Yes, I have for a very long time. Stopped 2 weeks ago because I thought it was amplifying my symptoms, especially my anxiety. Absolutely, it can absolutely do that. And the reason I'm asking because there's a thing called cannabinoid I can't even say the damn word. Hold on. I'm going to try and say this word without messing it up. Cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome, CHS, is a condition that leads to repeated and severe bouts of vomiting. And from the vomiting and the nausea, you can get severe headaches and migraines and things of that nature. Okay. It's connected to long-term use. it's your blood looks normal. You throw up a lot. Personal or family history of migraines, depression, anxiety. Yeah. Hot showers can bring you some relief from this, but I would also say, honestly, headaches can be caused from severe dehydration. I have explained to people in the past. Yeah. I think you did the right thing by stopping. But right now you're going through a process with your body of trying to clear that dependency because you become psychologically dependent on something. So what you need to do is like when you stop doing it completely, it takes a little while for your body to kind of readjust. So what you would want to do is you would want to, the ashwagandha will help, okay? But I want you to get some electrolytes in your body, okay? So I don't know if you have Gatorade there, water with Celtic salt, eat a couple grains of Celtic salt and then drink some water. Or you can do pink Himalayan salt or sea salt, put some of that in your water. But you need to rebalance your electrolytes. The migraines and the headaches that you're experiencing, your body's severely dehydrated. okay, from not feeling well, you're burning up a lot more energy trying to combat whatever illness is in your body. Okay, so you could have a small virus and then all these symptoms are amplified because of other things that you're doing to kind of lower your energy and vibration. So being a longtime user of cannabis does create this particular issue in people. A lot of people, more so nowadays, because everything has been so chemically enhanced and marijuana of 2023 is not the same marijuana of 1980. And we all know that it's been just like, it's been a split and like sectionalized and marginalized and amplified, and everything is just different now than it was. Yep, the doctor said that yesterday. I was that dry. I couldn't swallow 2 bags of fluid. I've been drinking nonstop today, and it's still 8 out of 10. Okay, so I want you to concentrate on the salt. Okay, do you have any kind of salt that's not table salt or iodized salt? So do you have pink Himalayan salt or sea salt? A lot of people have switched to sea salt because it's healthier for them, or Celtic salt would be the best option. Take a couple of little granules of salt and put them in your mouth and let them dissolve in your mouth. Okay, and then drink some water, because that's going to help your body absorb the water. Your body is not absorbing the water just because you're drinking it. It doesn't have the water by itself does not have the ability to pass the blood-brain barrier in your brain. Okay, so it needs something like electrolytes in order to help it go through that process. And this is why when you go in the hospital that they give you saline bags, which is salt water, not just water. They don't pump you up with water, they pump you up with saline, which is salt water, because they know that that's what the body actually needs. Okay, so you need salt. You need that. You need salt in your life right now. Okay, that's going to help you retain and absorb water in your body. So if you're on any kind of medications to reduce that, to remove water from your body, I would stop taking those, for the moment anyways, until you can get yourself back into a state of hydration. You're very dehydrated right now. So when the body gets dehydrated, one of the very first things that you will experience is a headache, because your brain is very mushy, right? And it has a lot of water. And once your brain gets dehydrated, it starts to shrink. And that is incredibly painful. And that is a headache. And that is the majority of the headaches that people have are caused from dehydration. Are your lips dry? If your lips are dry, you're dehydrated. So no meds at all. Okay, good. I'm glad you're not taking something to reduce fluids or remove fluids in your body, because some people are on those types of medications. But right now, you don't need that. You need hydration in your body. That's why I'm saying like Gatorade, Powerade, anything like that you might have there in Australia. I don't really know, to put electrolytes in your body. And if not, salt. Eat some salt, put some salt in your mouth, a few granules at a time, let it dissolve, and then swallow it. Okay. Or you can put some in your water if you want to, but either way, you need to get that in there. And you could even help yourself even more by squeezing some lime into your water, because that citrus is going to help you. Okay. Oh, you're absolutely not. You're not going to die. Absolutely not. This is not a life-threatening. I am not getting those kind of warnings from your energy at all. Okay. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that at all. I'm feeling like this has started as a virus, and because your body was already compromised with long-term use and going through this process of hyperemesis, that this is just antagonized to the point where you're feeling really unwell. You need to put things in your body that it needs right now, okay? So it needs immune boosting vitamins. Do not get a multivitamin. Please, nobody ever waste your money on a multivitamin. Multivitamins have like just trace amounts of vitamins in them that really aren't going to help you at all. Get you some vitamin C drops, or some orange juice would be great. Grapefruit would be amazing if you like grapefruit. Eat some grapefruit. That's going to help you so much. Pineapple would be really good. Any kind of citric fruit, okay? A pineapple especially. And drink something with electrolytes or salt water, okay? That's going to help you a lot. Other than that, yeah, there's just a lot of weakness in your body. Your iron is up right now because your body's trying to fight whatever this is that's going on in there. And I think that we could I'm looking. Try to avoid eating foods with high iron, okay? You're welcome. I hope that helps you. Try to avoid eating any foods with high iron. And I'm looking at the internet, and the internet says, but we'll see about that. But the internet says that drinking coffee and other caffeinated drinks can reduce iron absorption in the body. So if you have high iron, this can help reduce iron absorption in the body. Eating a hamburger and drinking a cup of coffee reduces iron absorption by 39%. So hopefully that will help you. Just try to avoid foods that are high in iron for a while. Okay. If we don't take a multivitamin, how do we know which vitamins to take? That's an amazing question, Linda. And I would absolutely recommend that everybody go get their blood tested, get their hormone levels tested, see what kind of vitamins they're deficient in, because you don't just want to throw things at your body blindly. Okay. So go and get your blood levels tested. Okay. Get your hormones tested, get all of your numbers, find out what your numbers are so that you can have a educated plan on how to help your body feel the best that it can be. Don't just be like, oh, well, I'm tired, so I must be low on magnesium. Or, oh, well, I have a little spot on my fingernail, I must need vitamin D. If you go and you get the hardcore numbers, get it done at a lab or whatever. And most people have insurance these days. If you don't have insurance, don't worry about it. But the best thing that you can do for yourself is find out what you are deficient in, what your body doesn't absorb. Okay. And then supplement those things with a good supplement. Because you could spend thousands of dollars buying individual vitamins and supplements for your body. And if you are not deficient in that, there's a possibility that you could put too much of something in, And there are some vitamins that have an adverse effect if you have too much of it in your body. Hello, Miss Jill. How are you? How are you doing today, Miss Ma'am? So we don't want that, right? Yes. Well, so you can go to, okay, hold on. How do I find out which vitamins my body is deficient in? a nutrient deficiency test. Okay. A vitamin deficiency test. A person can speak to a doctor or order an at-home vitamin deficiency test from companies such as Let's Get Checked, Everly Well, or My Lab Box to get their vitamin levels checked. Vitamins can cause a number of symptoms, including fatigue, dry skin and hair, depression, and poor wound healing. But there's lots of at-home tests that you can buy to test your deficiencies and things. Hormones would have to be tested by your blood. That would have to be done at like a doctor's office, to test your hormone levels, because it's important to know what those are too. Those can cause things to go haywire in your body as well. For example, menstruating women during the time of their period, their estrogen and progesterone levels crash during the week of their period. And studies have shown that if you supplement progesterone in women during the month of their period, they have absolutely no symptoms, no menstrual symptoms, no cramps, no bloating, no fatigue, no irritability, no moodiness. All of that disappears just by a low supplement of progesterone. But anyways, check out what your hormone levels are at. Maybe you have too much estrogen in your body. Maybe you have too much testosterone in your body. Maybe your body's not producing progesterone anymore because it's approaching menopause or whatever. But like, you just have to check these things, and no supplementing estradiol and progesterone in your body. Studies that were done as far as that is concerned were done in very whack conditions. Like they only tested people who were way past the age of menopause and obese and had health conditions. And they saw that, giving a synthetic progesterone that was produced by horse urine created, heart disease and things like that in women. This is all just stupid studies that were done with like extreme conditions and not really accurate. So these supplementing hormones, with bioidentical markers is really good for you when you're later in life or approaching menopause, things of that nature, and your body starts going haywire. That's just something to look into. Don't listen to me. I'm just babbling. Just sharing information. Don't listen. Congrats on the romance. Thank you. What are my thoughts on the ashwagandha? I don't really think about it much. I know that some people use it here and there. I hear that it's a good, healthy alternative for people with anxiety. I personally feel like anxiety is caused from energy. That if we practice more mindfulness and understanding why our body feels anxiety, and knowing how to handle those different situations that we find ourselves in, the different types of anxiety that we feel, then I think that we don't really necessarily need anything other than our brain power and our knowledge to help us move out of that energy of anxiety or depression. But I do feel like ashwagandha can be helpful for people. If it's something that you want to try, then go right ahead. I'm all about natural cures. And it doesn't seem to have a lot of negative effects on people. So try it out and see if it helps you. Love your info. Had it tested, but that's it. You had D tested. Oh, your vitamin D tested. Yeah, you can get an at-home vitamin deficiency test kit, and I think it just requires like a mouth swab. I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on that. I have not really looked into it. But there's all different, apparently, at-home vitamin deficiency tests that you can purchase and do at your leisure, and probably doesn't cost as much as it would to go and get it done at a doctor's office. You know what I mean? Because, paying for labs and stuff can get pricey. It can get a little spendy when you're doing that kind of thing. So if you want to know what vitamins you're deficient in, get an at-home vitamin deficiency test and find out. And then, use that information to help supplement yourself instead of getting a multivitamin that has, the smallest spec amounts of vitamins in it that you actually need. Honestly, like, I don't think there's a single multivitamin that actually has the right amount of supplement in it for your daily value, because I think that's based on a diet where people are eating healthy for every meal. And we know in today's society that that's not the case. We are getting almost no nutritional value out of our food these days, especially if a lot of people eat fast food and things of that nature. There's nothing in there. There's nothing, you know. So I think that supplements should be a little bit higher than what they are. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. Hi, highly evolved love. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the show. We're talking about vitamins right now. We're talking about vitamins and not just blindly throwing vitamins at your body, because, you know, some vitamins you can have too much of in your body and it has adverse effects, right? So it's good to know what you actually need instead of just blindly throwing pills and vitamins in your body. Of course, the best way to go about having the right amount of vitamins in your body is to actually eat the right foods, right? And that's another thing we're talking about. Like, you know, today's society, we don't eat the right foods. We don't have the right amount of daily servings of vegetables and nutrients in our body that we require to perform at an optimal level. So that's just something that we have to compensate with vitamins, but multivitamins are a go. They're just a no for me. They're just an absolute no. And you have to be really careful too about the vitamins that you do purchase, because there's so many. My gosh, I was at my boyfriend's house the other day, and I was looking at this multivitamin that he purchased. And I was looking at the ingredients, and like all of the ingredients had some kind of effect with cancer causing agents. And I'm like, why? Why do they put these in vitamins that they're, you know, supposedly helping you, you know what I mean? Like, why do they put all this shit in there? Get an at-home, you know, that cancer caused from the deficiency in a vitamin or a mineral, usually driving. What? Get an at-home, you know, that cancer caused from the deficiency in a vitamin or a mineral. Yeah. Did you know that vitamin D, like huge amounts of vitamin D, can actually shrink cancer? Did you know that they can inject vitamin D into tumors and make them shrink? Did you know that? They're not telling people this. They're not. They're really not. But yeah, you got to have the right amount of things in your body in order for your body to protect itself from illness and disease. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I read a lot of publications, medical publications on the PubMed website. Just a habit from college, from when I went to college for healthcare management, always like researching and finding the right information. So like I go on PubMed and I look at different articles, and I go down rabbit holes, and I'm like, oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah. My latest interest is DNA, what the different expressions and what it all means. I think it's super interesting. Anyway, that's a complicated subject that I'm not prepared to talk about right now. But okay, I'm tired. I'm starting to ramble. And I'm going to get some sleep because it's already after 8:00. But I hope everybody had fun tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the readings that we did. And I hope everybody knows that I am available for private readings. If you're interested, you can reach out to me on my Facebook page, Misty the Medium 2, or on my website, www.quantumcatalysthealing.com. You can reach out to me on my website. Contact me if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching some other way and you don't want to deal with my Facebook page, which is understandable. Facebook sometimes doesn't tell me when people contact me, but that's just the way it is. That's just how it be sometimes. Okay. So anyways, I love you too, Elspeth. I think you're wonderful. I hope everybody gets exactly what they're looking for. Hey, I'm here for you, Kaya. I said it right. I'm here for you. You're absolutely not dying. You are not. Everything's going to be okay. You just got to hit it with the right treatment, hit it with the right treatment. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I love you so much. I am available for private readings, like I said, and we will be seeing you again soon. And until then, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful weekend if I don't see you. And many blessings to you. Enjoy the Sunday football.